discussing slope. So, the slope is the increase in the y value or the output for every one increase in input or for every certain amount of input. So to do this, we determine 2 points that are on the line. We can clearly see that 0, 2 and 4, 0 are on the line. Now, up here is the y difference between the 2 points. And down here is the delta x, or x difference in the points. So we could either take the final point and subtract the initial point from it, or take the initial point and subtract it from the final point. But the important thing is we do the same thing every time. And then our slope, which is denoted m, equals delta y over delta x. And the triangle, which is called delta, that means change in, so it's how much it's changing each time. So, we recognize that the initial or the final y value, depending on how you look at it, we have the y values 2 and 4, which are correlated with the x values. We have the y values of 0 and 2, which are correlated with the x values of 0 and 4. Now, the 0x value matches up with the yx value, and so we're going to subtract those first. So the y value up here, and then 0 minus, and then the next point. So the next point's y value is 0, and the next point's x value is 4. So that means m equals a -1/2. Now let's try it the other way. If we took the point 0 for the y value, and then 4 for the x value first, minus 2 for the y value, and 0 for the x value, we would still get -1/2. So either way works as long as the x value and y value correlate. Now let's discuss how to find slope from a table. So, for example, if we had something like this, we could see that each x value increases by 1, and each y value increases by 2. So since there's a 2 increase for every 1 x increase, we find that m, the slope, is 2, because the slope is the increase for y for the increase for x. Now let's determine if this next one has slope. So this went up by 4, and this went up by 2. And this went up by 2, and up by 2 again. So since one time it went up by 2, and for the y value it went up by 4, and the other time when it went up by 2, the y value only went up by 2, this is not a nonlinear function. Now, if it were linear, then either this value would be 6 and this would be 8, or this value would be 8 and this value would be 12, because then we would be increasing by another 4 per 2. But that is not the case, so this is not a nonlinear function and it does not have a slope.